last night's lottery results and kind of seeing the way everything moved around at the top there?
It was cool being there, being in that position. My main reaction was just like, dang, this is crazy. Like that was the initial, seeing who got the top 3 picks and stuff. But I'm ready to see how it turns out. I think I'll play well with anybody and just bringing my personality to whatever community, whatever city.
Charlotte being one of those teams that moved up to 2 from 4. I know it's still early, but have you thought at all about how your fit could potentially, or how you could potentially fit with the Hornets and the group they have there?
Yeah, a little bit. I think I fit in with Melo and that and the way they play over there. I think I can play off the ball or on the ball, and that's what's so special about my gift. I think I don't have to have the ball in my hand to impact on the floor. I'm not crazy ball dominant. Like I'll have the ball in my hand when it's time. So.
Played with LaMelo in the Rising Stars. Was it 2 years ago at the All-Star? Yeah. I know it was kind of a different environment, but what do you remember anything about that experience or what it was like seeing him on the floor? And
just how creative he is. Just seeing that up close, it was pretty cool. And being obviously at the Rising Star, it was an amazing time. I enjoyed my time. It was crazy.
Go ahead, man.
Do you see any scenario where maybe San Antonio pulls a surprise and takes you at number 1?
For sure. Yeah. For sure. I think I have the possibility to go number 1. I believe in myself as any competitor should.
In a world in which you were to drop to 3, just what do you make of the Blazers, and are you a Dame fan?
I am a Dame fan. But I think I work out over there as well. Just like I said, I don't have to be ball dominant of the ball. When my time comes, I'll kill when it's my time. I think I can work in any situation, that God puts me in. So.
Do you plan to work out for any of the top 3 teams or anybody else?
When opportunity comes, yes.
And who have you met with here, if anybody?
I have not met with anybody here.
Okay. Except us.
Except you guys. Hey, I'm here now.
Do you have any meetings lined up, scheduled yet, or?
I think a few meetings that me and my group have to talk about and stuff like that, but not nothing crazy.
What about the Hornets? Met the Hornets just yet, or not just yet? Charlotte.
I haven't met the Hornets personally yet, but I know I'm in talks of it. So
when you saw your number 2 last night, and knowing that they have LaMelo Ball, just in your mind, what do you think about it? Like, can you play with him? How does that work to you? If you can maybe fall to the Hornets at number 2.
Yeah, I think I can play with anybody. Like I said, I'm not too ball dominant. I do multiple things that impact the game, and wherever I go, I'm gonna be a winner. I'm gonna keep that mentality in myself. So wherever team I go to, I'm gonna impact the community, I'm gonna impact the city, and I'm gonna impact the locker room.
Does it bother you a little bit when people try to say you can't have 2 of you out there together, 2 point guards at the same time? Does that bother you when you say you can't have 2?
It kind of does, honestly. I love seeing like the 2-point guard. I love seeing that in action, like Jordan Poole and Curry, and how they used to operate and during their time. And I love seeing the 2 guard and the 2 like good guards. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
And then what do you know about the Hornets roster besides LaMelo? Like, have you studied the roster just yet to see how you could fit in potentially?
I mean, I watched some of the basketball this year, so I seen them, him, Dennis. Used to watch Dennis all the time. Mark, tough. We played Mark at the Winter Showcase, and I was watching on the sideline. I like his game a lot. Their wings, PJ. I know they're getting a few guys back.
Do you want to get an audience with San Antonio and at least get a chance to make that case of maybe?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, like my personality, I think it speaks for itself. And what God has planned for me, I can't. I don't know. I'm just following God's steps right now.
What's it like to be in this spot when people say you've been the number 1 pick? Normally, if it wasn't for Victor, again, does that kind of bother you? Like, how do you feel about that?
I always just go back to my mentality and the work, and to go back. I can't wait to go back home and work hard, just to get ready for the upcoming season. Regardless where I go, as a competitor, I want to go number 1. I want to build that fan base in San Antonio, but wherever I go, I'm gonna bring my mentality. I'm gonna bring that winning mentality.
What's this last year or so been like for you as you prepare for this moment? Like how have you gotten ready the way you want to be able to go out there and compete in the NBA the next season the way you want to?
Yeah, I kind of trained my mind during the season that there's going to be guys out there that's linkier, stronger, faster, smarter. During the whole G League season I was playing in this year, so I think I've kind of prepared mentally at a good level. And since I've been training with Brandon Payne and Steph Curry's trainer and Carl, just getting ready for the NBA season. I know it's going to be way harder than what I've been doing and stuff like that, just going against the NBA guys, but I think I'm gonna be ready. I know I'm gonna be ready.
And then you've obviously been around the All-Star festivities, I guess, a couple years in a row in the NBA. How does that, if at all, help you be a little more comfortable, I guess, in this environment? If it
I
does?
think just being around that group of NBA caliber guys, All-Star caliber guys, just seeing it up close, it was a super dope experience. Like I always talk about it, how just come from so far and I'm at this position now. It just gives me more comfort. I know I belong there.
You don't know where the ping pong balls are going to go. Heck, we don't know. What's going through your mind is, in a way, kind of your life's getting determined right then and there in those 15 minutes or so.
I think it's pretty just surreal. Just being up there. So I'm always just going back to being proud of myself and how far I came as a person and as a player. So I'm chilling.
Scoot, I saw you announce that partnership with Steph Curry, that alliance. Can you just talk a little bit about that? Have you hung out with him, met with him? What kind of advice has he given you?
Yeah, I have. And his advice was just to enjoy the moment. And you can see that in Steph, man. You can see that how he enjoys the moment, how he's smiling through the games, and his mentorship is really a relationship that we're building. And he's opening doors for me, and I'm hoping I'm opening the doors for him as well. And I see how he has his family business and all that, the SC30 thing, how everything is kind of close, and that's what I want to build. I want to build an empire with my family as well. So I'm just seeing how he's doing it, and he's giving me little tips here and there. So it's less a mentorship, more than a relationship.
I mean, he's had a 20-year career with, no scandals, and he's built a successful business. He's won a bunch of rings. What can he impart to you that can help you kind of do similar things?
Just the things he does. One is huge, and the things he does all on the court. Training with his trainer Brandon Payne and Carl, is just so much more goes into it than just reps and shooting. It's a lot of reps, but it's more detailed than usual. And off the court things, he can just give me little tips here and there, and so far he has.
Where'd you get to hang out with him? Did you spend time with him somewhere?
I was in the Bay Area before. I forget who they're playing, but I was in the Bay, and they were playing some team, San Antonio. They played San Antonio, actually.
Before the playoffs?
Before the playoffs had started.
Did you get picked by the Hornets where you asked Steph for recommendations about his hometown, Charlotte?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't think about that for sure. I know he's from there. I don't know if his pops or whatever stay there still, but
He still does the broadcast for the Hornets.
yeah, he does. So yeah, hopefully I get some tips, some food spots or whatever the case may be. San Antonio, Portland, all of them.
Scoot, do you have any relationship with Victor outside of playing against him in those 2 Vegas games?
Our relationship is pretty mutual, and it's we see each other from afar, know each other working, see he's still in season and all that. So, I move with love, so it's never nothing crazy, no hatred towards nobody. Towards I'm cool with everybody. I hope everybody love me too.
What did you work with Brandon about specifically as you get ready? For
Huge thing right now in our training is breathing through the reps. Make sure I'm not holding my breath. It's very easy to hold your breath there on the top of the key, dribbling you, and just letting it out. Just making sure I keep breathing and holding it and breathing, and that's the main thing we're going through right now.
What's the benefit to that?
To not get tired. That's the biggest benefit to not get tired, and just to continue to boost my conditioning, and just little things in my shooting that's huge, and shot making. So we getting that locked down right now.
He's obviously gotten great results with Steph with the plyometrics, a lot of different stuff that they're trying to do. I know everybody's body's different, but what's he trying to work with you on in terms of those types of things?
Core and stability right now. Obviously, I have I've always been pretty strong, but I feel like right now it's not too much of straining the body. It's more about control, and it's a mental thing with us, and that's what I'm training. Getting an ice bath, that's a mental thing. It's pretty hard for me right now, but I know it's gonna get better. I'm getting better at it as the weekends go by.
You talked about wanting to build like an empire with the family. What do you want to accomplish outside of just basketball, like on the court with your family and the foundation?
I want to accomplish a lot of things. One of the main things that is community. I'm huge on community, and especially where I'm from right now. I got a gym next play 360, and that's like a community center in its own. We're trying to right now is getting 360 recovery, like recovery stations, and the main thing that we have, that I've been doing since 2017 is Thanksgiving food drives. Like that's one of the biggest things that we're doing. Christmas giveaways. The kids write me a paragraph and I read them, and it's just little things like that influences a lot of young kids in the area, and I just try to be the best role model to them.
Scooter, it looks like 3 of the top 5 picks will be either overtime or G League guys. Do you think that's going to be kind of a trend going forward, more non-traditional guys?
I think, yeah, for sure. I hope it is. I hope they see the work that and the way that we went and the trail that we trying to leave behind. Hopefully, the kids coming up can see that and see that you don't have to take the traditional way. And I feel like Ignite is the best situation that any kid could go to. Every kid is different in a way, but you gotta want to do it. You go to Ignite, because grown men out there in the G League teams that are really good and they're going up and down. They killed college, killed overseas, and they trying to feed their family. So it's something you gotta want to do, and that's what I did. I came in at 17, and I just listened, and that was my main thing. I listened.
How much confidence does it give having played in the G League for 2 years, the NBA spacing, NBA rules? How much confidence does that give you going into your rookie year, and does that give you a step up on the other guys?
It definitely does. Just little things like floor spacing and how big the court is, and getting used to just running that. I have a pro gym at Next Play 360, so that's helping as well. But just getting used to that bump. I know it's going to be, trust me, I know it's going to be different in the league. I know it's different from the G League and the NBA. I know the guys are better, skilled, smarter, stronger, faster, taller. But I think I'm just used to the words that they use and everything in that aspect.
And I'm sorry if you already answered this, but in terms of that number 2 and what Charlotte will or will not do to you and Brandon Miller, what separates you from Brandon Miller as a prospect at that number 2 spot? And do you think that you could coexist in the backcourt with LaMelo?
I think I can coexist with anybody. My goal is to go number 1, but if that happens, and I think I can fit in anywhere. I think I could play the 2 and play the 1. It really doesn't matter. I could play anywhere on the floor, and I still impact the game.
Yeah, and what separates you from Brandon in terms of a prospect and what you can bring to a team?
I think just that I'm a guard, and I could lead a group of men, because that's what I did in this first season. The second season is lead a group of men that's played overseas, played plenty of NBA games. We had John Jenkins played plenty of NBA games, and I led a group of men. So
yeah.
I think that's kind of what separates me from a lot of the prospects.
What kind of vet was Pooh? What kind of vet was Pooh for you this year?
Man, the best vet I could ask for as a 17-year-old, man. It's kind of surreal that Pooh is my teammate, and because he's 20 years older than me. But man, he was a huge part in my success at Ignite. Just making sure I was doing the right things on the court, and he would always just tell me to talk, and I didn't get to hang of that till the second season, but it paid off, and I always pay my respect to Pooh. He like my brunkle, my brother uncle, so that's what I call him for real.
That's good. One-on-one with Victor Wembanyama, how do you stop him? How do you stop Victor one-on-one?
I feel like you just got to get up close. You can't let him get no space. You got a flamethrower.
When you're part of this process and you're under the microscope, how does it feel being watched by everyone, talked about by everyone? How does that feel at DraftCon?
I mean, it feels great. I'm blessed. That's what I always go back to. I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in, and I don't take nothing for granted. And you see all the headlines and stuff, but I always just go back to hard work. Hard work beats talent. So that's what I go back home. When I get back home, I'm working. You asking where I'm at, I'm working. Simple.
Since everybody's speaking about pairing with LaMelo, what if theoretically it was Dame Lillard?
I think I play great with Dame Lillard as well. I can play the two spot. I can play the one spot. I can impact the floor, and my biggest thing is I'm gonna come in and have that winning mentality. I'm gonna come in and want to win. You know, I'm gonna try to change the narrative of whatever team. You know, try to change that locker room up, that city, be a huge part of the community, whatever the case is. You know, I want to be there.
What is your experience like?
A lot of times, like when you go in an interview, I know the team's going to ask you questions, but like, do you have any questions like you would say to a team or a GM just for yourself?
My main question would be, you know, how would I play a part in this organization? I think that'd probably be my only question, and how, like, what I could do around the community to you know, get my name out there in the community. So I know the player's going to do it, but I want to get even deeper in that. You know.
What is your experience playing off the ball? I mean, where have you had to do that before? Have you know, what's your experience having to play with another lead guard?
My experience is to score. You know, I think I can score in all 3 levels. So, you know, when I'm playing off the ball, I could catch and shoot. I could tackle off the catch. I feel like I dominate crazy off the catch, because I got the live dribble, and then walking the ball up the court, I could do that as well. You know, I can create my own shots. So.
Is there any level you've had to do that a lot? Any team you've had to play on where you had to play a lot of two?
Ball? Yeah, like kind of in high school a little bit in my first year of Ignite, because I was playing like the guardish area, but it's not good that I was playing like a points guard, my coach called it, but no, I feel like that's what I was doing at the time. So
the show that you and Victor put on in Henderson last October, did you keep in touch with them at all, or?
Not really. It's like he knew I was like he knew who I was, and before that, and I knew who he was before that, and you know, it's just, you know, two great players going at it, and that's how I seen it.
And just the whole experience of being a top prospect in the draft the same year as another guy who's gotten all the hype that he's gotten. How have you kind of navigated that throughout the year?
I continue to work. Simple as that.
It's been 20 years since LeBron was drafted. You look at where he is right now and the level that he's playing at. Just what goes through your mind, and where can you see yourself 2 decades from now?
I feel like as long as I'm taking care of my body, and that's the biggest thing that LeBron has done. You know, he's created a name for himself off the court as well. You know, just doing little things and little quests that he does. Obviously, everybody knows LeBron because how dominant he is as a player, but as a person, he's powerful. Probably one of the most powerful players in the league right now. And you know, I see that a lot in myself. I think I could be, you know, on that level of greatness. So every day I'm just trying to take care of my body, and at an earlier age, because you know, I've seen little interviews and articles of him saying that if he would have knew at an early age that take care of his body, he would be even. I'm pretty sure he'd play another couple years.
What's your diet like, Scoot? You keep saying take care of your body. You know, like what are you eating?
I just try to cut out fried foods.
Yeah.
And like less grease, stuff like that. You know, I just make sure I'm eating the right things at a reasonable time. I think that's my biggest thing. And fruits. Just getting fruits and smoothies. Just making sure I'm taking care of my body. Rest is very important, especially during this process. Lose track of sleep easily, just based off workouts and how tired your body is, but your mind is probably still going. And you know, I'm starting to meditate a little bit as well, so just to keep my mind sane, and not that it wasn't already, but just to keep me more and more stabilized.
Can you believe that this draft is finally here? I feel like it's been like a hurry up and wait for you, especially just like playing in the G League those 2 years, and you know, we're finally 5 weeks away.
It definitely is like oh, finally it's here. But you know, I'll never take those 2 years for granted. You know, I'm glad that I did the second year as well, and the second year paid off, and it taught me so much more than the first year did. Even just coming in at 17, but that second year really showed me what player I was and how I can approach the game in many different ways.